Good morning, my name's Olivia. I go by Olivia K on Facebook, Ollie K on Instagram, and WarmYam9800 on Reddit. So normally I make videos about nursing to help people with the NCLEX because that's a very dang hard exam, and I usually try to see if I can help people with nursing school because nursing school is hard and we all kind of need a community and somebody to help out because we are a community. But I am also doing reality TV shows because at night or whenever I use reality TV shows to help me decompress. So I'm doing a series on Love is Blind, and I'm going to continue doing seasons 3 and 4, and I'm going to talk about my my views and opinions. And of course, it doesn't really matter. I'm just a watcher, and I do love me a little Love is Blind. So I like to talk about season 3 right now. And what did I think about season 3 overall? It was a good season, but the reunion did piss me off a whole lot. So these were the couples, and let me see how much I can remember. Oh, before I go right into that, I do realize I forgot about couple in season 1. That's Kenny and Kelly, and I didn't have much thought about them. And I used to call them the Wonder Bread couple because they look like a basic American loving couple. So they didn't work out. Oh well. They're not still together, but I haven't caught up with them at all. So I just want to leave it at that. And I think I covered everybody in season 2 because I did forget a few players into it. So let me see how much I can remember about season 3. I definitely remember quite a bit on season 4. So season 3, you had Alexa and Brennan. Don't get me started with Brennan. Don't get me started with Alexa. I don't like them. I still really don't like Brennan, especially Alexa. I kind of line up on her a little bit. Then you had Colleen and Matt. I did not like Matt. I still don't, and I always knew there was something just off with that guy. You who all watched season 3, you all completely know what I'm talking about. Oh my God, Matt. Then we had Zainab and Cole, and yeah, so I'll get right into my thoughts on Zainab, because at the time, man, I mean, I liked her at first on the show, but we'll get right into it when I'm describing each of the characters, or sorry, each of the people on the show. Then there was Bartees. Bartees is what I call him. Oh, what a loser. Hopefully he is less of a loser these days. And then you had Nancy, so I'll get right into that. And then there was SK and Raven. So yeah, I want to talk about my thoughts on all these people. So Alexa and Brennan on the show, I adored them. They clearly were getting along, but Alexa's dad kind of creeped me out. I won't even lie. He just didn't give me good vibes at the time. And then Alexa kind of acted like she was a Kardashian. I mean, she does look like Khloe Kardashian, but you know what? She had her money. She's living her life. Good for them. They got married. I was happy for them on the show at the time. And then I'll change it to reunion, so we'll get to that afterwards. Then there was Colleen. Oh, yeah, no, I didn't forget. Colleen and Matt. You know what's so funny? When I was watching the pod episodes, I thought that Colleen and Cole were a cuter couple, but of course at the time it just didn't work out. Oh well, I don't know why, but it just didn't work. And then Colleen ended up matching with Matt, so I'm like, okay, let's see how that goes. So seeing the pairing, I did not like Matt, and like I said, I still am not too crazy about that guy still to this day. You can just tell he was kind of like a bully, and Colleen's really like meek. Like, you know how I was describing the last review about what's her name? I almost said Emma, but that's who I was comparing the girl that Shane was paired with, right? See, I'm already forgetting her name. But she reminded me of Emma and how meek they can be. And like I said, there's something wrong being meek, but there's some points where you kind of have to defend yourself because someone else is going to defend it. So that's something I've had to learn over the years as a meek person myself. I'm not as meek now, so I'm not yada yada. Anyway, that's not the point. So calling, he just kept yelling at her. I'm just like, what? Why is this guy giving me abusive vibes? And on Reddit, we all said the same thing. Like, I agree with a lot of people, because see, I'm also on Reddit too. And a lot of people who know me on the Love is Blind Reddit, you guys know how I am. I'm very loud mouth, and I don't change my opinion one bit. So we all agreed with that. And I'm just like, ugh. Then somehow they got married. I don't know how or why. I'm just like, well, let's see how that lasts. And guess what? Spoiler, they did not last. Just as we all thought. Okay. And then we have Cole and Zanab. So Cole was flirting with Colleen in the pool episode. So honestly, he was immature. So I will give them that. Like, I even still say in the Reddit, like, even though I do defend him, yes, whatever. I have my reasons too. So with the whole Cole and Zanab, I thought they were a good mix. But then you notice in the first couple episodes, she acted so weird, right? Trying to remember when they just woke up, and then she kind of had a weird attitude towards them. I'm just like, huh? Did they say they didn't like her? She's pretty. And I don't remember seeing him ever body shaming her. And some people try to argue like, oh, he didn't like her and think she's pretty. And I'm like, I doubt that. She's gorgeous. And that's why I got so mad at her towards around the reunion towards the last few episodes. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? This guy was all about you. What the? Although, yes, he was hitting on Colleen, and that was wrong. Okay, that was very immature. He always came up pretty immature on the show. Whatever, they didn't work out. We'll get to. Actually, let me just say this right now, because I'm reviewing on the couples. At the remember how last video I was talking about how I can understand if a woman goes to an altar to embarrass a guy because they deserve it. The last time I said Shake deserved it. Yes, he did deserve it, because he did embarrass Depti. He did embarrass her, and that was not cool. And you know what? That's karma. But Zanab embarrassed the fuck out Cole, and I am so mad about that, believe it. I'm just like, damn, you could have just said no. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you didn't want to marry him, and and guess what? Your feelings are valid. I understand you felt away. Fine, but to embarrass him like that, come on. To me, that was calculated. That was very calculated as fuck. And this reminds me of, I guess I kind of have mixed feelings with season 10 with Ashley and what's his face. And, well, I'll get into that in a few videos later. But for now, I'm talking about Cole and Zanab, and it was just calculated. And you know what? Zanab ruined everything for me. And I liked her at the beginning. Before, like, I loved her in the pods. I loved her before she got all weird. So to be honest, she has maybe she doesn't have it now. I'm sure I really hope she's a lot better than how she presented on the show. I really hope she's improved. But she has self-conscious issues, clearly, because you're a beautiful lady. You should have owned that. And Cole, yes, he was immature, and he should have treated you better to some degree. But you took it too far in the reunion. We'll get into that in a second. Okay, then we have Bartees. I call him Bartees for a reason, because the man makes me barf. And he is such an asshole. He is such a douche canoosh. Oh my God. It was painfully obvious he did not like Nancy. And I'm just like, fine, you dumped Raven in the pod because of the way she behaved. And you know what? I did not blame you for that, because you're being deep and you're being raw and honest, and she was just working out. Who knows? Maybe that was an editing thing. I don't know. But for you to disrespect Nancy and treat her the way you did, I was disgusted. To be honest, you were the worst, along with SK, and we'll get to reunion. You were the worst one. You're up there with Shake, to be honest. I don't like you. I still don't like you. There's nothing you can do to redeem yourself at all. But honestly, to me, you're laughable. I don't hate you. You're just laughable at this point because you're such a hot mess. And you were even more of a hot mess on Perfect Match. I don't watch that show anymore, but I may have to review it. I don't know. I only watched season 1. I might have to review it for you guys if that's what you want me to go over. Oops, sorry. And then, my bad. And then just Nancy, you know what? She was gaslit. I'll be honest. She was gaslit, but I do feel that she knew he didn't like her. And I wish she would have taken her power back at that point. So it's unfortunate. And then who do we have next? SK and Raven. At first, I did not think Raven liked SK. I did not think she was into him, but somehow she fell in love with him, and it was nice to see. I'm like, okay, maybe she does like him. Who knows? So they were dating for a while, and it was great. I felt bad that he said no to Raven, but I think Raven didn't want to be married, but realistically, I don't think they would have worked out marriage-wise because I think SK was going to school, and then I don't know what happened. And then I think Raven was expecting him to pay for her lifestyle, and that kind of made me look at her sideways. I'm like, oh, okay. So they didn't work out. It sucked. It is what it is. Okay, I think that's all I can say about that. Now the reunion. All right. So how much do I remember? By the reunion, Colleen and Matt are still together. I was surprised. I'm like, how are they still together? That doesn't make sense. Like, Alexa and Brendan made more sense to me because, you know, you saw their love story. You saw that they were falling in love with each other. They made sense. Great. And I don't know. I'm like, you know what? I wish them well. And for some reason, Matt didn't act out or lash out at a reunion, so he knew how to behave. And I bet you he was very abusive to Colleen while, like, off camera. So I'm like, I'm not buying how happy and hunky-dory they were. And plus, they weren't living with each other. And that's the thing. When you're married, don't you live with each other? I understand that at first you're trying to get your bearings, but from where I'm from and from what, I mean, because my parents were married, and my mom's obviously widowed now. But they were living together for a while, then they got married, and that's how usually is for marriage couples. I don't know. I'm not married. I'm a single lady. So hopefully one day that changes. But I know with marriage people, they go, even non-married people, they live together like as a couple. So it's just kind of weird to me how they didn't live together, and they finally lived together 3 or 4 years after the fact. I don't know. You can correct me in my math if I'm wrong. Sorry, I'm really sorry, but I still want to get this video out. Okay, so then Alexa and Brennan, I hated them. After the reunion, my views of them changed. So I'll keep talking, all right? Then Barteeth pissed me off because he didn't take much accountability for how he treated Nancy. And Nancy ticked me off at the reunion too. I don't really know how I feel about her now. I barely think of anything of her. And I'll get to the reason in a bit. Okay. Then Colin's a nab. So that segment in the reunion is why I stopped liking Alexa and Brennan. Everyone bullied Cole because poor Zanab was a victim. And you know what? Yes, Cole was immature. So I'm going to keep saying this over and over. He's immature. We knew that. We saw that. To be honest, he was too young to get married to the first person, and he probably wasn't ready for marriage. But Zanab put all her insecurities on Cole. That infuriated me, and then she caused everyone else to sit and embarrass him because she told the other girls X, Y, and Z. I'm like, you know what, Zanab, go to hell. Go to hell. And don't get me fucking started with the cuties. I will always, and I'm so glad they did the cuties thing on the reunion for season 10. She can go to hell. And that's why I will never respect the hell out of her. I hope she's a way better person now. she's a beautiful woman. So I want you all to realize I think she's beautiful. And with the right kind of guy, she'll probably feel more secure. I am not forgiving the way, and fine. So now doesn't mean my apology, my forgiveness. I get that. I didn't date her. I like men, so I know it won't track by the way I have the hair, but I am still very, very, very disappointed with how she treated Cole. I'm so upset. And it still bothers me because I understand this is years ago. This is like back in 2022. I am still very annoyed by that. I won't lie. I'm just like, Cole deserved better. And that's why there was some posts that are saying justice for Cole. And I hope Cole is still not traumatized from that, because that's enough to traumatize. When you bulldoze on one fucking person, it messes with someone's mental. And he thought it was his whole fault. And it wasn't completely all his fault. Zanab really, oh my God. The way Nancy got on Cole, that's why I don't respect Nancy. That's why I stopped respecting her. I'm like, you know what? I don't feel sorry for you. I don't, because you're bullying him, because you're taking sides of Zanab, and you weren't even in the relationship. None of these people were. And you have the audacity to get at Cole. Oh my God. Let me stop there. It's not even worth it. I bet you they didn't go as hard on Bartise. I don't know if they did. They said they did. I didn't see that. I only saw them getting at Cole. Bartise, to be honest, Bartise was a real villain. And SK, so I didn't get to SK yet. SK, after the show, turned out to be this scumbag because he had 3 other girlfriends at the time, and he cheated on Raven. So SK and Bartise are the real fucking villains. But then Cole got all that heat. Come on, what the hell? Oh, okay. Well, after season 3, I almost didn't even want to watch the next season. I almost want to stop just because of that reunion. Okay, so I let it pass, and then season 4 came and I watched it. So now season 4 is actually my second favorite season after season 1. So here are the couples I remembered and some other players that were involved. Okay, Tiffany and Brett. They're like my second favorite couple after Lauren and Cameron. Oh my God, their love story was lovely to see, and I think they're underrated. And you know what? They may not be the most popular, but that's okay. They're as popular to me, and I do still follow them on Instagram. I love seeing them. Great. Then and I believe they're still married. Yay! And I think this season had the most married couples. Then Zach and Bliss, and then before Bliss was Irina. And Zach, I'm glad you know you made a mistake, because Irina, what the heck, she did not look like she did not look like Megan Fox. Okay, so side note, please stop comparing yourself to celebrity, because it's going to be perceived wrong. Don't freaking do that, okay? So Irina and Zach, and he was smart enough to finally get rid of Irina after the fact. Okay, then we had Marshall and I almost said Marshall and Irina. Marshall and Jackie. We'll get into them in a bit. We had Misha and am I saying that name right? Mishka. I'm probably saying it wrong. The blondie that's friends with Jessica from season 6. And I forgot who, Paul. So we'll get into that in a bit. And I'm thinking I'm forgetting one more couple. Oh, yes, I am. Kwame and Chelsea. And I think that's about it. Okay, so let me tell you how I feel. I already told you basically how I feel about Tiffany and Brett. Beautiful couple. I am so glad they got married. I love seeing their love story, and I love that they're still together to this day. They're my second one favorite after Lauren and Cameron. And sadly, I don't think we're going to get anything as magical as those two couples ever again. I mean, well, season 10, Vic and Christine actually are third. They're like right behind, and every other couple, they're cute, and we'll talk about them when I discuss 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 afterwards. Well, and then in later videos. So then Zach. So I mentioned that Zach is with Bliss. They're still together, and I'm so happy. But at first, he made a mistake and chose Irina, and I'm glad he realized his mistake because Irina, she just had a shitty. For me, she had such a God, I'm tongue-tied. She had such a shitty attitude towards Zach, and I did not like her behavior towards him. But I'm glad he got rid of her. And that's the thing in life. And I know people still give Zach shit over that, but we all made mistakes and we all weren't someone's first choice. I know because I'm not many guys' first choice either. And I'm used to it, but it is what it is. I'm not bitter about it. That's just life. Some people make mistakes and all you can do is learn from it. So I hope that clearly Zach has learned a lot because he, like I said, he is still very much married to Bliss, and they're expecting their second baby. I'm so excited. And you saw, anyone who saw Love is Blind season 10 reunion, you saw that. Then Misha, I don't know if I'm probably saying her name wrong, so I'm so sorry. You guys can correct in the comments. But Misha and Paul. Oh man, I did not like me. I'm gonna call her Mimi, even though I know that's not her real name. Mimi, I did not like you on the show, but I started to feel sorry for her to some degree because it was clear that Paul was slowly just not into it. And here's the thing, I'm not even mad at him for saying no to her because it just didn't work out. And sometimes all you can do is accept being rejected and you move forward. And we'll get to a reunion with how he was treated, and I'm so angry about that too, so don't even freaking get me started. Vanessa, you made me dislike you for a long time, so those backlashes you deserved. Anyways, I'll get to that afterwards. And then Marshall and Jackie. Marshall I actually liked, but there's one piece where he should be criticized was the project comment. I mean, at the time, I'm like, okay, whatever. But now that I'm watching, I'm like reviewing and thinking about it as in my mid-30s, I'm just like, yeah, Marshall, that was just wrong to say. Because you know who that you know what that actually reminds me of? I'm trying to remember. What season? Was it season? I forget what season it is. There's this girl treating the guy like a project, and it's really plainly obvious. But the viewers are taking the woman's side. And what's her name? It's season 9, and I forgot her name. And I know people like her, but I think she's treating Edmund, because I remember Edmund, because we'll go over that in a later time. She treated Edmund like a project. That's how I feel. And then nobody gave her grief. I'm just like, but then it's okay, feminism, I guess. I mean, that's why I'm not a feminist. And I'm going to get downvoted. Oh, well, I'm not a feminist. But Marshall really should not have said that. Nobody, whether you're a female or male, should be saying that or treating somebody like a project. Because we're all people. We all have our minds. And you shouldn't be infantilizing people. If they behave like that, that's on them. It's not for you to coddle or treat them like the help. And Jackie was just a bitch, so don't even freaking get me started. She cheated on Marshall with that other guy with the popcorn ears. I forgot, Josh. I'm like, you know what? Those two deserved each other. And as for the giving Marshall herpes, I think that's a rumor, but he found those and then they had that argument. And honestly, to hell with Jackie. And I heard that her and Josh recently broke up. Haha. Karma's a bitch. And Marshall, he did date some other lovely lady, and it's unfortunate they didn't work out because I actually, what's her name? Shay? They actually looked like a beautiful couple, so I wish Marshall well. I will say, with the reunion, the faces, that's always going to be funny to me. But I know we're not there at the reunion. And then Chelsea and Kwame. I think nothing of those two. I mean, sorry, it's Chelsea. I'm just not a fan of her. I understand there are people that may be fans of Kwame and Chelsea. Kwame's a great guy. I just don't like the way he was flirting with Misha after he got with Chelsea. That's wrong. Yeah, I guess she forgave him, and they're still married. Good for them. But I'm just not a fan. I don't follow Chelsea. I do follow Kwame. It is what it is. And I believe Chelsea also works with Love is Blind. I don't know if that's still the case, but at the time, yeah, she was. So yeah, that's that. So with the reunion, I am glad, Irina, you got called out, by the way, because your behavior did disgust me. I just hope you have changed or turned a leaf since then, and I really hope you learn to treat people better, because you are definitely a mean girl. And here's what people need to realize when you're going to Love is Blind. Nobody likes a mean girl, okay? We don't like mean girls. That's bully, childish behavior. And in real life, if people are acting like that, that's kind of sad. You need to grow up. You know what I mean? Yes, I know people say you have to have thick skin. What the fuck? Fuck thick skin. You need to treat people with respect. And honest respect is also earned too. So it just goes two ways. So hopefully Irina has changed and has been a better person since then. So Mishka or Mimi, I'm calling her Mimi at this point because I'm not sure if I got the name right. Mimi, I do feel bad by the way everything transpired between her and Paul, but I don't like the attack on Paul at the reunion. And Vanessa, that's why I looked at you sideways. You did a lot better these recent Love is Blind reunions. Season 10, you and Nick, you guys kicked ass on that, but I did not like you because of the way you treated Cole along with everyone season 3, and I don't like the way you treated Marshall and Paul. I just had to look at you sideways. I'm like, what is this woman's deal? You know, that's the thing. You host a show, but you also know with these reality TV shows, they're producers that can shop and screw anything and to make someone look like a bad guy. Paul was not a bad guy. It just didn't simply work with him and Mishka. Get over it. I was just so annoyed. She probably didn't deserve those mean comments though. And that's what I'm going to say. If you're going to be critical of someone, just keep it in Reddit and Facebook. Do not, or even TikTok, don't be messaging people and bullying them. That's not nice. You know what I mean? We don't know them. We don't know the situation. Just don't do that. All right? So yes, we should have thick skin, but like I said, we have to treat people with respect, and it's earned. So see, look at me. I keep doing that on all my videos. I should do better. All right, sorry, got a call. And what else did I want to talk about? Okay, Jackie did not show her face at the reunion. Gee, I wonder why, because you would have been chewed out. You should have been chewed out. Vanessa went too easy on you. I think that was ridiculous. That makes me annoyed. And then again, Marshall got the brunt of the mean questions. I'm just like, Jackie, fine, he should not have called Jackie a project, and I say that with men and women. Nobody should be treating someone like a project, as I just said. And the audacity for Marshall to get all that brunt at the reunion, what the fuck? But I did love his facial expressions. They're so mean. It's so mean, and it makes me happy to see those floating along the Love is Blind Reddit and then even on Facebook. Shout out to you guys for the memes. All right, who else? So Chelsea, Kwame, still happily married. They're great. Zach and Bliss, they made me cry at the reunion. And at the time, my father had just recently passed away. So I was watching Love is Blind to help me cope, of course. And oh my God, the song I Hope You Dance, like, a lot of people weren't familiar with that song, but I was. I know that song. Why do I know it? Because it was popular in 1999 and 2000. And around that time, I was a little kid, right? I was like 10 years old. I love that song so much. So to see it unfold in their marriage and then on screen, and he talks about how happy Bliss makes him, and then he makes Bliss happy. I'm glad they both reunited. I'm happy they both got back together. My God, I'm so happy for them. They're in love, and I'm here for it. think I'm forgetting somebody. Oh yeah, and my favorite couple, Brett and Tiffany. Beautiful. So that's my thoughts on seasons 3 and 4. I will talk about season 5 and 6 maybe sometime next week. I hope you guys have a good day. I'm hungry. I need to go eat. Take care. Have a good one.